Aitah for thinking my boyfriend was crossing a line when he replaced me in our online game with a girl who calls him nicknames and leaves the lobby the second she hears my voice. Posted by you/kicked me out off that game. This might sound stupid and insecure, but it is what it is at the moment. Blame it on quarantine. Sorry for the length. There's this game me and my boyfriend play on mobile. He taught me how to play it a few months ago. It's a multiplayer game that you play with teammates. Sometimes we play together with other teammates, and often he just plays with his friends. He is slightly addicted to it, but it makes him happy, so I don't mind. A few weeks ago, he added this random girl from his town on Facebook. Then I saw him playing with her in the match. I thought it was weird that he didn't ask me to play, because he usually does, so I asked, and he said she's just someone he met on Facebook, and it's no big deal. Okay, whatever. Later that day, while he's playing with her, he decides to add me to the team to play with them. The game allows you to use the microphone and talk with teammates. The second I got in the team and she said very shrilly and obnoxiously, "Who is this? Who's Ashley?" Ashley being my name. He told her I'm his girlfriend. What does she do? She leaves the game. I got mad. I asked him what the hell that was about. How she just left without saying hey or anything and questioning who I was, then leaving at the mention of the word girlfriend. He told me it's not a big deal and that she had something to do or something. I let it go. Side note, I fully trust my boyfriend. That's not the issue here. Fast forward to today, me and him are about to play, and he asks if he can invite her to the team. I said sure, willing to give her a chance. He introduced her to me by saying, "Ashley, this is X, she's a great girl. She studies X in college." Well, her attitude put me off, to say the least. I said hi to her, she said hi back. I tried to make conversation with her, to which she would respond in one-word answers. I'd try to make jokes, and she wouldn't respond. Anything my boyfriend said, however, was met with extended responses, laughter, jokes. She calls him by a nickname. They were bantering throughout the game, and I just felt stupid. Whenever he said something nice about me to his other teammates about how smart I am or something, she wouldn't respond. I kept my cool until the match was over and told him she was annoying me and asked how he doesn't feel that something is off. He said there's no girl in my eyes, but you blah blah, but that's not my issue. She clearly has something against me and I'm annoyed that he doesn't see it or care. Anyway, right after that, we were all playing another match when he texts me privately and tells me, "Go ahead and study, we're going to call Jack to come play with us." Jack being a friend of his that I know and have played with before. So he ultimately kicked me out of the team but kept that chick in to play with him and his other friends. I was fuming. I told him I felt like he'd rather play with her than me. He said I knew you had studying to do, so I kicked you out. I didn't have any studying because I had told him 20 minutes earlier that I'm on top of things and am doing okay studying-wise, so I felt like that was a cop-out. He said I'm overreacting. I probably am, but I'm still pissed. He is still playing with her at this very moment. I'm not quite sure what to do. I'm thinking of just leaving it be, but I'm so damn annoyed and I felt so disrespected by that girl. I realize I probably sound ridiculous, but maybe it's because there's nothing else to worry about right now. I just feel like he doesn't care about my feelings. We have a great relationship otherwise. I will admit I have been jealous lately and it annoys him. What is the right course of action here? Should I let it go or do I have a right to talk to him about it again? Edit. I'm so thankful for everyone's responses. I didn't expect this to get as much attention as it has. I have read every response and am trying to collect my thoughts before I talk to him. He's missing in action at the moment, so I'll update when I do have the chance to talk it out with him and see what he says. Thanks again, everyone. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. Sounds like they've been talking outside of the game as well. She seems to feel entitled to your boyfriend's attention, and that probably has something to do with his behavior towards her as well. Op response. I absolutely feel they also talk outside of the game from what I heard. I'm getting really close to the breaking point here, but I'm trying to relax. Commenter 2. If it were me, I'd want to see the messages and make him cut her off completely. No talking and no playing together. I know a lot of people will say that sounds dramatic or whatever else, but her behavior clearly indicates that he's being shady behind your back and you shouldn't have to deal with that. Commenter 3. Talk to him. He is getting into emotional affair territory, and the girl either wants him for her own or wants him single, so she gets all his attention, and he likes that a girl wants his attention. The girl has goatees, and it will cause issues in your relationship, especially if he complains about you to her, because she will be there hyping up any negatives, and tell him he deserves better and she will be there for him. It's fuckboy 101, but it works. Have a serious sit-down relationship about boundaries and try to frame it as unaccusatory as possible. because if he gets defensive or defends her, or tries to blow you off, he might be too far gone. Commenter 4. Especially if he complains about you to her, because she will be there hyping up any negatives, and tell him he deserves better and she will be there for him. It's fuckboy 101, but it works. A similar thing happened with my cousin and his wife, where my cousin's gaming friend used my cousin's complaints as leverage to try and derail their relationship. I'm not saying that this girl is trying to do that, but I think this isn't uncommon. Also, as someone who plays a lot of online multiplayer, and I've had partners who were also gamers, I would be really worried and uncomfortable by this situation. Of course, I'm only working off what I've heard from you, but I think your BF is being a bit unfair and dismissive. Maybe he'd rather brush it under the rug than handle the confrontation that would stem from addressing the situation. Regardless, I don't think you're being stupid or overreacting, and I really hope your BF doesn't make you feel that way. Op response. Thank you. He does dismiss it when I ask by saying I'm overreacting and worrying for no reason, which makes me feel like there really isn't anything for me to worry about and that I'm just being crazy. I don't feel like he's manipulating me because he's always been super honest with me. He's never given me a reason not to trust him. He tells me she's just someone he plays with and that's all, but the vibe just felt off together with him kicking me out, so that's where I feel strange. Update 5 days later. First, thank you everyone for your responses. I read everyone and took everyone's insight into account. You were all very kind. This is a positive update. I know in my original replies, I seemed dead set on breaking up with him, but I'll explain what happened. After we both calmed down, I told him we needed to actually have a talk about what was going on. I was still super upset and cried. Once he realized how bad it was making me feel, he apologized profusely and admitted it must have made me feel like crap. He said she truly means nothing to him and that she just became a part of the gaming group with him and his friends. He told me when he kicked me out, he truly thought I had work to do. I told him that wasn't his decision to make, that I could have left if I felt I had work to do, and he agreed and apologized. I told him that the fact she plays with him and his friends so often made me feel like I was second best, and he took full responsibility for making me feel that way. He felt really bad about me feeling excluded and wasn't really thinking about how much it affected me. I asked him how he would feel if the roles were reversed. If I found a random guy to play with, kicked my boyfriend out of the game for this guy, played with him for hours on end every day, and ignored my boyfriend for him. He said he wouldn't be happy at all and would lose his shit the same way I did. So he finally understood where I was coming from and was nothing but apologies and asking how to make it right. He said he'd do anything to remedy the situation and make me happy about it. He said if I wanted him to stop playing with her completely and end his friendship with her, he would. He said I'm the most important thing in his life and no game or girl could get in the way. I didn't tell him to stop playing with her, but I said I would like to be more included and called to play the same way he was doing with her, that I should be his first choice, not some random girl. He agreed, and now he calls me to play with his friends multiple times a day, plays with just me, and hasn't played with her nearly as often. I don't mind if he does though since we cleared the air. He said she is truly nothing but a casual friend and makes sure to mention me during games. I also told him her disrespectful attitude towards me bothered me, but he told me she's just shy around people she doesn't know me, and that generally she barely talks during the games, and also that she has no one else to play with, so she likes to play with them. He said to me, "Babe, aren't you beautiful? Aren't you smart? Aren't you successful and sexy? You're all of those things, so a random girl on a game shouldn't have you doubting yourself." I told him it wasn't that I was doubting myself, but that I was feeling disrespected by this girl and how she obviously has a thing for him. He said even if she has a thing for him, that he has me as his queen, so he'd never look anywhere else. He apologized for telling me to leave if it bothered me so much, and said it was something that slipped out in the heat of the moment since I kept nagging about it, and he got annoyed. I feel better now. I do want to make other friends to play with so I don't feel so dependent on him, but I feel better about the whole situation. Thank you everyone for your help. Edit. Well, this has certainly been interesting. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to respond, good or bad. I want to address the comments that are calling me naive and a fool, and that he will totally do it again. While the situation has been resolved for now, I'm not blind and will continue to be cautious and keep an eye out for any strange behavior. If I see him doing the same crap as time passes, I'm out. I'm not a doormat. I know a lot of you think he's manipulative and told me what I want to hear, but it's hard to convey tone and 5 years of relationship into one Reddit post. If he does prove to be manipulative, I promise I will leave. Thanks again, everyone. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. Judging by your prior post, it doesn't seem like the girl is shy. She calls him by a nickname, laughs at his jokes, and engages with his friends. When it came to you, she just ignored you. That's not being shy, that's being rude. I wish I could have your optimism, but other than him placating you, there's nothing that has changed. He offered all these things because he knew you wouldn't take him up on the offer. Because you would think, I'll be the bigger person, there's no need to go this far. Then he accepted that he made you upset, tried to deflect the issue into your insecurity. You didn't bite, and he moves on to brushing off the issue with, even if she does like me, I wouldn't cheat on you. He knew what he was doing all along, and honestly he probably weighed the options and chose the safer one. Commenter 2. This is bullshit. If she means nothing, why was he texting you that if you didn't like it you could just leave him? He's enjoying the ego boost and you're letting him string you along. Not to mention the babe, aren't you this and aren't you that? Why are you letting her get to you? Is so insulting. He's the one who is prioritizing his ego over your feelings. Ugh, gross. Update 2 4 months later. I deleted the account I made the original posts on, so I don't have the links to them. I'm not sure how many people remember, but it got a lot of attention around April when I posted. Quick recap for those who didn't see them. Boyfriend of 5 years kicked me out of an online game to play with another girl. The one time we did play together, she would call him nicknames, ignore me, and just generally be rude. I knew something was up, but he convinced me it's all in my head. I ended up leaving him. We got back together shortly after my post. This was in April. I continued to be suspicious of this girl. Strange comments she would leave on his social media, weird behavior on his end, told me he has no texts with her and doesn't talk to her at all when I'd ask to look through his messages with her. Said he hasn't talked to her in months and forgot what she looked like. I'd find him on the phone late at night and he would tell me it was his male friend. Whenever I'd ask about her, he would tell me I'm being insecure, I'm overthinking, jealous, that there is nothing going on, that he would never cheat on me, that he deserves all of my trust, and to not worry. In my original post, I mentioned how I knew he would never cheat on me because of how much I trust him. My gut was telling me something was wrong the entire time. Yesterday, the girl came to me with proof. She confessed to it all. She gave me all the screenshots, pictures, the works. They were in a relationship the whole time. He told her he only talks to me once a month. When he would offer to delete her off social media to make me happy, he would go and text her apologizing for doing so, saying he really had to. She showed me screenshots of that. Every time I'd ask him, he would straight up lie to me. Seeing the proof made the world come crashing down on my head. The girl was laughing up a storm on the phone. She was happy that she was a homewrecker, basically. It was a terrible, terrible phone call. He broke down when I confronted him. He cried more than I've ever seen him cry before, said he would die if he lost me. He attempted suicide with me on the phone, and I had to call for help to get him medical attention. Said he can't imagine a world without me in it. Should have thought of that before. I am destroyed. My worst nightmare. I never dreamed he would do this to me. He says it was all a big mistake. For 6 months, though. 6 months of phone calls, romantic exchanges, a couple of outings, photo exchanges, late-night video calls, straight up directly lying to me and making me feel like I was crazy. Gaslighting me this whole time. I can't believe it. I feel like I'm dreaming. Trust your gut. For fuck's sake, don't let anyone tell you you're overthinking or jealous. If you feel like something is off, it is. Edit. I am so thankful for everyone's support and kind words. Repeat after me, ladies. I am a bad bitch. Much love to all. Edit 2. Reddit never ceases to amaze me with its kindness. Bless each and every one of you for your kind words and support. Each comment has truly helped me feel a little better. Lots of love. Edit 3. Thank you so much for all of the awards. Hugs to everyone. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. Please tell me you broke up with him. The amount of manipulation that you had to endure is insane. Even after you called him out, he still tried to manipulate you. Get out and away from him. Him and that home wrecker deserve each other. He made his decision clear when he was MSGing her, kicking you, etc. I hope you find some peace and happiness after this. Op response. I did leave him, even though I still love him and the pain is indescribable. But I have enough self-respect to leave. Commenter 2. Honestly, I would text her and tell her how he acting when you confronted him and tell her good luck with all that. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I would still probably do it. Op response. Oh, I did. I sent her a good, long message to get her off of her high horse. He also went off on her and told her that she means nothing to him and that if me and him break up because of her, he will ruin her life. So I'm sure she got the message. Commenter 3. I'm sure it was satisfying to know that he went off on her, But you clearly dodged a bullet if his response to being caught cheating is to threaten his affair partner. Clearly he blames everyone but himself.